Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Twala Bears channel. I have a story for you. Got my coffee and ready to go. So, let me tell you a story. When I moved here in 2016, I bought a car and had it parked right in front of my small apartment. The road where my car used to be parked, I didn't have a parking garage. And it was just a small road. There were three houses that led to our apartment, and it was a small road going into that area. And you had to be careful because if I got too close, I could fall off. There was like a little gutter area, and the other side was a wall, so I didn't have much room for moving around. So the way I had to maneuver is you would drive into the street, and our apartment was at the end of the street, and you just parked just like that. And then to get out, there was no possible way for me to reverse, turn around, and back up and go forward. I had to just reverse all the way through the whole street and get out. So that was how I had to drive into an apartment and drive out. So one day I had this. We decided to drive out. We were in our car, my wife and I, and we're backing up. So I had to slowly reverse, through three houses. Just imagine three houses. I had to like reverse all the way through. So I got to the second house, and I wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of going slow, and our neighbor, he was pulling out his trike. He opened up the gate and he pulled out his trike, and I didn't pay any attention to it until my wife said, "Look out, watch out." And by that time I heard a boom. And I said, "Oh man, don't tell me I hit this guy." Sure enough, I got outside the car and I had hit the front of his trike, and I kind of the fender from the wheel. And I'm like, the wife came outside, and then right away, just my natural American instinct, I threw the F bomb. I said, I just said it out loud. And us Americans, we have different emotions when it comes to how we curse. Sometimes we curse when we're sad, we curse when we're angry at somebody, we curse when we're angry at ourselves. And that was the case when I threw my F bomb. I was just so angry that I hadn't even been there, I don't think, 6 months. And here I am getting into a car accident with my neighbor, of all people, and damaging his vehicle. And, I just didn't want to get in any kind of trouble. I've only been there 6 months. So I threw my F bomb. I cursed out loud. And it was actually just not at my neighbor or his wife, but at myself. I was angry because of what I had done. But my neighbor's wife didn't see it that way. She was angry, and she started she started on me. She started yelling at me, and my neighbor, he was calm. He was just, watching his wife. But I told him, I said, right away I had to jump in and say, "Hey, I'm not trying to curse at you. I'm just mad at myself because I hit you guys." But she was so angry, she took it personal. She started cursing me out. And then finally, when his, my neighbor told his wife, "Just go in the house, go in the house." So she went in the house, and, I had to explain to him. I said, "Sir, I'm very sorry for hitting your truck." I gave him some money to go pay for it. He came back with a bill, and we just paid for it. And it was just a small amount of money. He went and got a new fender, and everything was fine. And I apologized. I said, I didn't see you coming out. I didn't see you rolling your trike out of your gate. But to make a long story short is that I then realized that you cannot curse even in public anywhere here, thinking that you're alone, or, Americans just curse as casually as we say regular words. Here in the Philippines, if you curse and there's Filipinos around, they might take it personally, and most likely they will take it personally. So my advice to you is, if you come here to the Philippines to live, or just visit, please do not curse in public, because they may consider that here in Asia, here in the Philippines, they may consider that as a insult to them, and they kind of don't understand, the way we curse. Like, we say WTF, you know what I'm talking about, or we'll say the S word, the sh, and they will just, they're like, oh, this guy's talking about me, but they don't understand the different dynamics. And I'm not going to go into everything. Us as Americans and us as Westerners, we understand the different dynamics that could be when you curse. There's just different ways, when we're sad, when we're angry, when we're uh, making fun of ourselves, or other people. We understand, but here in the Philippines, they kind of don't understand sometimes when you use certain curse words. They will always take it, personal. So my suggestion is, just don't curse here. Or if you're going to curse, um, make sure there's nobody around. All right, because if somebody sees you and you're eyeballing them and you curse, they most likely are going to take it personal. For instance, I'm going to use, this is the not an example of what to do or not to do, but what you see here a lot of times is, you'll see a lot of kids, and it's very popular here, very popular. You'll see kids here taking pictures or just greeting each other, and they're throwing up the middle finger. They're throwing up the birdie, and I'm like, huh? What's going on here? And at first, when I saw that, I was like, no, they're not really using the middle finger, are they? And sure enough, as the years go by, you see these kids throwing up middle finger signs to each other. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I asked my daughter yesterday. I said, Jana, is like, what's this thing about all these kids, using the middle finger all the time towards each other? And you'll see them in pictures. Go on Facebook, and you'll see all these kids taking pictures with the middle finger. And then so my daughter Jana said, "Oh yeah, I have friends at school. They greet me every morning with the middle finger." I said, "Are you serious?" So here in the Philippines, they don't understand vulgarities, how to curse, especially in English. They don't understand that. I'll tell you, when I grew up, if you threw up a middle finger in my day, it was, you're going to get your kicked, So you didn't throw that in. I don't even think in today, if you did something like that in somebody's face in America, there's going to be a fight, right? So here, they don't understand vulgarities and cursing, to the dynamics that we use in America and in the rest of the world. So English speaking language. So just be aware of that. All right. And so I suggest, just don't use vulgar language in public. And so I learned my lesson, not to curse in front of people. And even though I do, but I make sure I do it when I'm in my car by myself. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys for today. Please like and subscribe to the Twala Bears. Hopefully, I'll get some new content to you. But I thought I'd just share that funny story and kind of what goes on here, if you decide to use bad language here in the Philippines. That's all I got. Oh, like I said again, like and subscribe to the Twala Bears. Subscribe, please. Trying to grow the channel. We're at 743, I believe. It's still stuck there. You guys are watching my videos, but you're not subscribing. I need more subscribers. We're trying to hit that 1,000. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good day. I'm going to finish the rest of my coffee and try to come up with some new content for you guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.